Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Justin, guys. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me today for a little bit of a story time. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's what it is. I'm going to tell you a couple fun little tidbits that happened while I was at the first weekend of Panic Fest, the 11th annual Panic Film Fest, horror film fest here in Kansas City. Films from all over the world had their world premieres here. Some weren't done even. They were still being in like the final stages of production. Some of these films and these movies don't even have distribution yet, so I'm seeing them with a crowd of people who are the first people in the world to see a lot of these movies. And not only do we get to see these movies, the filmmakers and actresses and actors are right there watching the movie with us, as was the case with Bury the Bride. I did do a standalone review of this. I'll link that down below. I also just dropped a recap video talking about 4 more movies that are going to be coming out soon that I definitely think you guys should check out. I also saw the new Evil Dead a week early. I dropped a review on that, but enough plugging. Let's just get to the time that I met Scout Taylor-Compton and Barbara Crampton. These happened on 2 separate nights. I have to give the biggest shout out to Mel and KB. Mel, my Rad Pack homie, and then KB, he has a great horror channel as well. You can check that out. But they really were the people that made this possible, because I was such a wuss and I just could not gather the balls enough to go up to Barbara and Scout and to say what's up. So what's cool about this festival is that it's not just like a standard like convention where a celebrity will just be sitting at a table with a big line of people just waiting to get their shit signed, and it's just like a cattle call. With what's cool about Panic Fest is the actors and directors and all of the filmmakers are sort of just intermingling with all of the fans and everybody there to see the film. So you'll walk out and get your popcorn and you'll see Joe Lynch or Barbara Crampton or Scout Taylor-Compton grabbing a beer. It's this really, really cool family aspect that just makes this film fest so unique. So I got to see From Beyond, and I knew Barbara Crampton was going to be there Saturday for a live screening of From Beyond and a Q&A hosted by Barbara Crampton and Joe Lynch. Joe Lynch, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with him, but he's a director, writer. He did one of the Wrong Turn movies. He's done Mayhem. He's done a bunch of creep show stuff. He's really good friends with Adam Green. They have a podcast called The Movie Crypt. But I was really excited to see this and hear what Barbara had to say about the film. And I was really hoping to get an opportunity to meet Barbara. Like, she's my favorite 80s like horror actress. I just think she's amazing. I was watching Castle Freak on VHS earlier. I just think she's amazing. She's just a great actress, and she just has so much love for the community and the community that really have kept her career alive for this long. She doesn't take that for granted. So after we got done seeing the movie, we saw Barbara wandering around, and me and Garrett from Born to Be Rad, we really wanted to say hi to her. And we didn't want to bug her. We didn't want to bother her or whatever, but we were after the movie, standing outside, just kind of rapping about the movie and talking about the film fest. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Barbara Crampton just walks down the sidewalk and just walks right into our group. There's nobody else around. It's just me, KB, KB Loves Movies, me and Mel and Garrett. We're just standing there, and then Barbara just walks up and she's just like, "Hey guys, do you like the movie?" Just sweet as pie. She was so amazing and so gracious, but me and Garrett were looking at each other and we just couldn't gather the balls to say, "Can we get a picture?" or whatever. We just kind of froze. And she just kind of walked to her car. She just said, "Okay guys, well, I'll see you later." And then she kind of just walked to her car, and we walked her get into her car. She was just by herself or whatever. And we just for the next 2 days just kicked ourselves in the ass. Like, why the fuck didn't we talk to Barbara? Why didn't we get a picture? So finally, the next day, or it might have been even a little bit later that night, I can't remember. I think it was the next day. We saw her, and she was wandering around again, and Mel or KB, one of the two, grabbed her and was like, "This is your biggest fan," or whatever, and made the photo op happen, and I was able to get that picture. I just was too much of a wuss to say what's up to her and talk to her. But guys, I can't tell you how much of a gracious, sweet person Barbara was to meet. She met every fan. She said hello to everybody. She just could not have been nicer. And it was just so cool to not only watch a couple movies with her, we watched We Are Still Here, which is another movie of hers that she talked about. We got to see a secret clip of an unreleased film called Suitable Flesh that Joe Lynch directed. It stars Heather Graham, Barbara Crampton. We saw the first 10 minutes of that, and that was cool, but I just couldn't, I was just so... she was so fucking sweet. She could not have been nicer to every fan that went, that came up to her and asked for a picture or to talk to her. She was so gracious. In what was a pretty chaotic situation, everybody was just bombarding her after the movie when she was in the lobby, and that was cool. So, and then the same thing happened with Scout Taylor-Compton. It was me, Mel, and Garrett. We're all just hanging around. And during another screening, it was a surprise announcement that Bury the Bride, directed by Spider-One, starring Scout Taylor-Compton, she wasn't advertised as being there. And Joe was like, we got a surprise, Scout's here. And we were like, holy shit. And again, we were sitting in the lobby just waiting for the next movie to start. And here walks by Scout. Just looking like an absolute dream. She looked absolutely stunning. And again, me and Garrett both clammed up. We didn't have the balls to say what's up to her. God, I feel like such a bitch. But so Mel was like, fuck this. I'm sick of these guys being such pussies. I'm just going to go tap Scout on the shoulder. And that's what she did. She goes up to Scout, grabs her by the arm and said, my boys are over here crapping their pants. Can you say hi to them and take a picture with them? It was so funny. So we didn't see Mel do all this. We just kind of stared at Scout, and then a few minutes later, we didn't even know that Mel had done this. Scout just walks up and she goes, "Are you guys crapping your pants over here?" And we were just like red-faced, like, oh my God, Mel did not just do that. But again, she was unbelievably sweet, so kind. She grabbed both me and Garrett by the shoulders, brought us in, and it was just a great moment. It was a really candid, real moment with, you know, a actress or, you know, a horror kind of legend and just a couple fans. And it was so amazing to see how respectful and nice and appreciative Scout and Barbara were to meet the fans. The people that watch their movies and love them so much, they get it. They really do get it. So what an incredible time at Panic Fest. What a great deal this is. It's an important film fest, not only for Kansas City, but for independent films. And there's so many cool movies coming out. So I'll try to talk about as many of these movies as I can and let you know. Like I said, Bury the Bride comes out this week. Another movie, Laced, which was absolutely incredible. Great movie that is on the cusp of finding distribution, and hopefully that'll be coming out soon. Check out my recommendation videos down below and you can check some reviews out. But that's my little nerdy story time video, guys. That's all I have to say about that. I just wanted to share that experience of meeting Scout Taylor-Compton and Barbara Crampton. They couldn't have been nicer. Huge shout out to them, and thank you for coming to Kansas City for our little festival that could. So guys, that's it. I think we're done here. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.